Hello guys, this is 1st.and.keys. This is going to be episode 4.2. This is the second half of my weekend haul. My local comic book shop had their annual mega sale. They had their dollar boxes for 25 cents each. Of course, they don't count them, they just do how full you fill your boxes. So I got 405 books for approximately $86, which makes them approximately 21 cents a piece. All right, let's see. I had to change the camera view a little bit. My arm got sore last time. This will be stack 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, no real order in these, except for these last few. These last few right down there are kind of ones that I was pretty excited about finding. Now, I don't know if I told you in the last video, but there was approximately 150 long boxes, about 35,000 comics. And the doors opened at 10 a.m. There was probably at least 100 of us in line. Of course, some people went to miniatures and back issues and different parts of the stores, gaming and stuff like that. But a lot of us went to the back issues in the back of the store or the dollar book section of the store. And literally, the crowd never let up. For the full 5 hours that I was there, it was always packed. And that's approximately how long it took me to go through. Hopefully I went through all of them. Maybe I went through 90% of them. And all right, well, I guess that's about it. I'll get started. All of these are decent books, well, in my opinion. They're somebody's first appearance, something special, some kind of minor key. All right, let's see. Let's start. Armor Wars #1. And unfortunately, I can't remember off the top of my head. I've already looked them up, and I know their first appearances. I'm assuming this one's an easy one, first appearance of Vindicator. But for a lot of them, I'm not going to be able to remember whose first appearance they are. But they should all be first appearances or minor keys. All right, we got Marvel Knight Spider-Man #1. House of M. These may not have first appearances, but with the House of M really getting hot, I figured I'd pick them up, and there was 4 of them. House of M #1. Thor #1. Another Mighty Thor #1. Wolverine 57. This is the death of his fiance Makito, I think it's pronounced. Teen Titans #1, X Factor 88, first appearance of Random. New Avengers Annual #1, Walk Through Hell. There was about 10 of these, but there was a guy on each side of me, and they were all wanting some, so we kind of divvied them up. They took a few, I took a few, and everyone got a few. This is not the first printing, but still, it's a really nice book. Again, try to keep in mind, I only paid 21 cents a piece for these. So I'll Walk Through Hell, 5 of them, 21 cents each. Same thing with this one. We divvied these up also. This is the Baby Teeth #1, the mother-baby variant. We each got a few of these. And you can see they're all in excellent, perfect condition. House of M #7. I believe this is the issue that she takes everyone's powers away from them. Amazing 789. Trillium #1. We stand on guard, we stand on guard. X-Force 32. Can't remember. Somebody's first appearance. Archer Armstrong #8. I think this is Ivan the Time Walker's first appearance. Generation X, or Factor X #1. Move these to the floor so they don't fall over. Alright, X-Force, Uncanny X-Force #1. X Factor Nation. A Talon 0, can't remember. I think it's just one of the Talons' first appearance. Flash 0, again, somebody's first appearance, but I can't remember. Alpha Flight 49, Batgirl 10, 9, 7. There was lots of runs. I found quite a few runs so it made it kind of easy for me to just look them up and to see which issues had first appearances in them. Quite a few Alpha Flights that I have found. 41, Amazing, 790, 791, Generation Next one. I think I found a couple of these great condition Hawkeye #1s. Uncanny Avengers, Uncanny Avengers, Uncanny Avengers, Uncanny Avengers. New Teen Titans #5. Can't remember. New Teen Titans #10. An X-Force #5. Alpha Flight 49. A Savage Dragon #1. This is a pretty decent one. RoboCop #1. This is a nice one. Alpha Flight #1, 1983. Night Thrasher. New Warriors 43, Uncanny Avengers. Pretty much anytime I see an Avengers #1, I'm going to buy it and keep it, especially if it's for $1, or in this case, 21 cents. I'm always going to pick up different Avenger titles #1s. Silver Surfer, 1 of 5. Doom 2099. Logan, 1 of 3. Here's another one of those Hawkeyes. Again, so far there hasn't really been nothing other than, you know, the $2 to $5 range, but still, I was pretty happy with this haul. Here shows another Alpha Flight 32, New Avengers, another Avengers, and Armor Wars #1. This has, I think that's Monica's mother, first appearance. X-Man #1, Nathan's first appearance, I believe. Coons, maybe first appearance. No, it's somebody else. Somebody else. Not too sure, but definitely a first appearance. A G.I. Joe 50. Drifter 1. Another Alpha Flight 49. X Factor 9. Another X Factor 9. Another House of M. Some more House of M. I had got a bunch of #1s, and then I picked up 4, 3, 2, 7. And then I already had a couple issues of #5. Armageddon #1. X-Net. I've seen a lot of these and they're always so damaged. The foil is always so beat up. So when I seen this one with almost no damage at all and looking in excellent condition, I grabbed it. I don't think there's any first appearances in it, but it's hard to find this in, or from what I've seen so many that's been damaged. Found a nice stack of Secret Wars, of course, no #8, but still it had a couple of the decent ones in it. 11, 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, and then for Secret Wars 2, had 1, 2, 3, 8, 7, 6, 5, and 9. So quite a few of them. Another Ivan Time Walker first appearance. The Black Racer #1. I didn't think this was that big of a book, but it actually has a pretty good value for on eBay. I was actually surprised. It was a few dollars. First appearance of Hulk 2099. Got 2 of these. I actually already have about 20 of these in my bedroom, so I was glad to find 2 more, because I probably paid anywhere from $1 to $3 a piece for them. So again, at 21 cents, that was a great find. X-Man 15. Can't remember. I think it's obviously something to do with Onslaught, but I can't remember. Scarlet Witch #1. This isn't the 1 through 12 series. This was the other series. Another Ivan Time Walker. Dark Hawk Annual #3. Don't know if this one's so much a first appearance as I think it's just listed as rare. I think it might have had a low production on it. Generation N, Excalibur, X Factor, Son of M, House of M, Generation X, first appearance of Mr. M. picking up a lot of these every time I find them. Again, I usually pay a couple dollars for them, so I was happy to find this one. Bloodshot 9, can't remember. Somebody, maybe a team, something to do with a team. I think some team's first appearance. Static Shock, I always pick up any and all Static Shock, and surprisingly, this was the only one that I found. Went through 35,000 comics, and this was the only one I found. Kind of bummed around about that. Skydoll #1, another Avengers one, another Avengers titles #1. District X #1, Generation 3, X-Men Alpha, the Chrome. They had Alpha and the Omega. I believe Alpha is the better of the two. X-Men 2099, the Marvel Legacy. I forgot, what is it, like the Avengers of the Future or something like that, first appearance. The Wedding, I don't know if it's the Wedding or just the First Kiss. Probably the Wedding. Two of those. X-Men 36 and 37. X-Men 6, another X-Men 6. X-Factor 31, and X-Factor 3. Pretty nice condition. It looks really good. X-Force 5. Amazing 648. Micronauts 13. Not too sure why I picked that up, but there must have been something key about it. Another Avengers #1. A lot of color variations on this title. I don't think I had any of this. I had a lot that was like either yellow or red or something like that, but this, I don't think any of the ones I had was this color combination. Generation X 1 and 2, another 1, a Generation X 3 and a 2, Doom 29, got a couple of those. Fantastic Four 576. Can't remember. Somebody's first appearance. Divergence Free Comic Book Day again. Can't remember, unfortunately. An X-Force 1. Ultimate X-Men 9. Can't remember. 0.1. New Avengers 28. Mighty Avengers 1. New X-Men 114. Generation Next. Soviet Super Soldiers, another Trillion #1. I think I had one of the other ones. This is the variant, or the other one's the variant. Amazing 486, Amazing 488. All right, and now I'm down to my last stack. Let's see. I kind of put these in semi-order. All right. This whole stack is Aquaman Convergence #2. This was one of the variants, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So in total, 9 issues. Was really happy about those. Great find. Next up, these aren't that big to most people. However, I always collect all of the Youngblood, the first 4 of the Youngblood, the first 5 counting to 0. So I got a 1, a 4, a 0, another 4, a 2, another 4, a 3, a 0, a 3, and another 4. I'm probably up to well over 100, maybe 150 issues of these first 5 issues. So anytime I see them, I grab them, as long as they're $1 or less. Sometimes maybe I'll even pay $2 for the #1, but usually just if I find them in dollar boxes, and I always grab them. Next up, okay, they had a really nice run of both Detective and Batman. Let's see. All right. Now, quick note: I did not even run across any of these, the Detective or the Batman series, until late in the day. The boxes had already clearly have been gone through by probably a dozen or more people. So considering these have been sitting there for 3 or 4, almost 5 hours before I even got to the boxes, and the fact that I found these books in here is just amazing. Uh, Mainly because of one of these down here. But let's go through these. 841, 858, 859, 860, 821, 827, 872, and 873. I remember 21 cents a piece on these. And what's next? Batman. Here we go. Here's one of the big ones. 651 and bam, look at that. 655. Why nobody picked it out? Like I said, it'd been a couple hours into the day. Tons of people had already gone through the boxes, and yet nearly none of them were missing. I could have literally picked out a stack of 100, 150 issues of all the Batman for 21 cents a piece. They were just all bagged, all just excellent, excellent condition. So 21 cents on that one. Great find. 692, 713. Oh, okay, so that was it. So that was the Detective and the Batmans. Again, 21 cents each. All right, here's a few other pretty nice ones. Let's see, New Avengers 40. This slowed down a little bit, but about a month or two ago, these were selling for about 10 bucks a piece. Now you can probably get them for about 4 or 5, but still for 21 cents. Mighty Avengers 13. Love this book. Harbinger Wars 1. Both Aquaman 18 and I think I found these two actually right at the beginning. This was one of the very first boxes I went through. And when I found these two, I was like, man, this might be a good day. 21 cents each on these two. Picked up another X Factor Layla Miller. I'm always picking these up. Usually I pay $5 a piece. X-Force 19. This one's a pretty nice one. Low print run. Nightwing #2. I think this is the first new costume. And it's pretty low production. So this is probably a good $10 book. Cable #21. I bought a couple of these in the past and I paid $5 to $10 a piece for them. X-Men #5. Here goes two nice ones. Look at this. Darkhawk 49 and 50. These are really hard to come across. And this thing is just amazing condition. Really low print on this Darkhawk. And you know what? They actually had a lot of the Darkhawks. I probably should have grabbed 48, 47, 46, and 45 also. But I figured, I didn't know at the time that they were that limited. But I did know the last one was, so that's why I grabbed these two. All right, and now my last two books. There we go. How was this in a quarter box? Makes no sense. 655 variant. Had to be somebody's mistake, I would think. Or they just didn't care. Just amazing condition too. 21 cents. And then the last one, really don't know the value of this just yet. There's one on eBay right now. It's being bid. I'm waiting for it to come to an end to see what it's actually worth. I've seen it anywhere. I haven't seen any listings, but I found articles that have people selling it anywhere from 150 up to a couple thousand. Obviously, it's not a couple thousand, but the other thing is the one that's about to end is nowhere as nice condition as this one. Has tons of spine breaks all up and down the edges. This one has very little damage to it. I don't know if y'all know anything about it, but it's Ultimate Spider-Man 40. It's not for resale. Put some notes up there on the sticker. It's the first place prize for a Frigo cheese competition. Don't know if y'all know anything about it, but maybe you could look into it. No spine ticks. It has a little tiny bit of whiting right up here on the corner, and then on the back corner has a tiny ding. But compared to all the pictures that I could find online, this one is by far the best condition one I can find. So maybe in the next day or two I'll have a better idea of what it's worth. Like I said, once his listing ends, of course it's really beat up, but I think it was already up to $27, and that was beat up. So it definitely should be at least $100 combo, maybe even, who knows. Alright guys, that was my weekend haul from my local comic book shop. Their mega sale, 21 cents a piece. I bought 405 books. Went through 35,000 books, and it took about 5 hours. And this is what I came home with. Alright, thanks for watching guys.